Chapter 40 of Exodus. The Lord and Moses got to talking again, repeating the how to do the rituals and the variations of the actual setting up of the things for which to do the rituals. The foundation of Judochristislam, Hocus Pocus. The tabernacle and everything in it was consecrated, which means declared in the name of God that it was holy. Then there was anointing with the holy mixture that was concocted in chapter 30, verse 15. This their anointing shall serve them for everlasting priesthood throughout the ages. Moses and Aaron and his sons, whatever happened to wife and children of Moses, I'll tell you. Moses didn't want them around. He wanted the power of dictatorship and the asses of little slave boys. That's just speculation based on conduct of holy leaders over the last many generations. He likely raped little girls as well. And when Moses got bored with his drunken orgies of depravity, they would break up camp and go off to the next place. As a sign that it was time to go, Moses would let the cloud of burning animal parts and fat go away, and the millions would pack up their family tents and move from their field of piss and shit to find a new place. And for a little relief from their conditions, they could look forward to rape, pillage, murder, and destruction. But don't get too excited yet. Now that Lord Moses has a holy tent, he will feel obliged to hand down some random rules of conduct for his sun-cooked multitude. Okay, you gotta remember, you don't have to remember anything actually. Well, you gotta remember some things, like how to add 2 plus 2 or something. You've got 6 million people, give or take a million, and at least 3 or 4 times as many animals, all shitting in one community. They don't have plumbing. They usually don't have very much water. You don't find much water in a desert. That's one of the characteristics of a desert, that water is scarce. So the whole place is baking piss and shit. How much piss and shit can you bake in one place before it just gets completely out of control? I mean, that's maybe not a question everybody wants to hear, but it's a real question. The place was full of shit. Literally full of shit. Flies and disease and stink. The people would have been crazy. They would have gone fucking crazy. And of course they would have been happy to go to the next place and rape and pillage for relief. And a lot of people will ask, well, how do you know that Moses was raping little boys and little girls? Oh, wake the fuck up. What do you think they were doing in the Holy of Holy tents? And we'll see it a little bit more obviously in the next few chapters, but when you go and plunder a place, you kill all the men, and sometimes you usually kill the women too if they've had sex. We'll see that in another chapter. You keep the virgin children, and the priests get the first pick. And all these details will be cleared out in the next couple of books. But the whole idea of plundering was to have little slave boys and girls. And that's called rape. Okay? Raping of, I mean, never mind that you're murdering the family. Murder. And you can't say, and so many people say, well, they were doing it for God. No, they weren't. There is no God. They were doing it for themselves. They were the greedy little pricks. And mostly it was Moses and his priests who were the greedy ones, because the Israelites, they didn't get much. A few of them got to plunder a little bit, the soldiers. I mean, some of the soldiers get rich in plunder. But the priests, the ruling class, and it hasn't changed, still get rich. Fucking rich. And soldiers still rape little girls and little boys. It still happens, and so do priests. Rape. Rape, rape, rape. Enough rape already.